Hey everyone, this is Kyle once again, aka Jessica Biel fan. Welcome back to another review. Onward on more on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise, and now this time you get to the 2003 remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the 2003 remake. This is like the special edition of it. Comes in like this. And if we make it makes it look like a long chainsaw blade. Then this is a two. And it's a two disc edition. It includes pictures, like pictures from the film. Put this back in here. So, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was released on October 17, 2013, and it was a very successful film. Had a budget of $9.5 million, and total worldwide had made over 107. So it was a very big hit. And this is what, due to the success of this film, this is what started on the remakes of remakes of horror films. So yeah, this is the film basically that made started on remakes, on horror film remakes. And of course, this is directed by Marcus Nispel, who directed the remake of Friday the 13th, and he directed the Conan the Barbarian reboot. And it's also produced by Michael Bay. So yeah, Michael Bay. He also produced a lot of horror film remakes. Michael Bay produced this film, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, the Hitcher remake, and Amityville Horror. And the cast you have Jessica Biel. To be honestly, I was not a fan of Jessica Biel, as an actress, but to me, honestly, this is the only film I liked her in. And it stars Jonathan Tucker, Mike Vogel from Poseidon and Cloverfield, and Eric Balfour, who stars in the sci-fi show Stephen King's Haven. Based on the Colorado Kid by Stephen King, the sci-fi show Haven. He also appeared in Skyline, which I really enjoyed. And also Ermey from Full Metal Jacket. And basically has a lot of features there's features on the first disc, and there's also a lot more features on disc 2. Like on the first disc one has a full length three commentaries featuring producer Michael Bay, the director, actors Jessica Biel and Eric Balfour, and more, it says. Also in disc 2 has an alternate opening and ending, more deleted scenes from the documentary that was cut from the film and why. The making of the film. Chainsaw Redux, Making a Massacre. It's a full-length documentary covering the film's origins, casting. And also has the documentary based on the real-life killer Ed Gein, which was inspired. This film was inspired by. Screen testings with the actors, trailer, TV spots, music video, art galleries. So there's a lot of features on this. So let's get into the plot. The film starts in opens up, with everybody cleaning up of the evidence around the murder, cleaning up footage of an officer recording, And then it takes place a couple days before it's August 18th, 1973. Pretty much the same month and year as the original film, but the day was was a little different though. And it's showing them to get the kids, the teenage gang characters, the main characters, driving in their van on their way to a Leonard Skinner concert. Even one thing, they're listening to Leonard Skinner, but this is the song. I believe the song didn't come out until 1974, but in this film they're hearing in 1973. So probably they should not be. That song didn't exist until a year later. Just want to point that out. So they're driving, and then they're like some of them want to smoke some little weed, but Jessica Biel, she's like try to smoke one, but she just throws it out the window, you know. And there's like a whole bunch of pot in this pinata. Then later they come across a female girl walking in the middle of the road. They almost hit her. They give her a ride, and she's like, "Go," you know, just telling her they're all dead, you know. Then she pulls out a gun. Says you're all gonna die, and then she kills herself, shoots her, like, blows a hole through her head. You know, the other shot the shot that widens away from the characters and through the victim's head. You know. And they were asking what the cops would think. So Eric Balfour he just throws the pinata away, you know, to avoid, you know, getting arrested for, you know, for drugs. So they keep on going. They get to the barbecue place, you know, and you know they talk to the owner, the older lady. Then they drive away to meet at this factory where they're supposed to meet the sheriff there. As they're waiting, they come across a little kid named Jedediah. Then he tells them is there like where the sheriff's place is, and tells them the directions to the house where he lives. Jessica Biel and Eric Balfour, they walk to the house. The guy with a wheelchair with no legs. Tells them they want to use the phone to call the sheriff. So she goes inside, and Eric Balfour is outside waiting. But back to the other character, the other three characters. Ermey as the sheriff, he comes in. Tells her to get how to get rid of the body that just wrap her up with plastic wrap. Wraps all around her, and then they wrap her all up, and they put her in the back of his car, and he drives away. But back of the house, Eric Balfour, he goes inside looking for Jessica Biel. He enters like a room with a TV on, and all of a sudden Leatherface comes up with a sledgehammer whack, and just drags him behind the big metal door and closes it. So Jessica Biel, she hears that noise, but then she leaves back to where the other characters are. They're looking for him here. They hear a car horn in this junkyard where the other cars are, that probably other victims' cars, to say. John Tucker tries to pull a little joke, you know, gets his hand caught in on the hole where the car is. He pulls out a jar that has pictures of the female hitchhiker and her family. That also had a little baby in there. And they take it. And the other female girl picks up like somebody's teeth that had braces attached to it. So Jessica Biel goes back to the house, and along with Mike Vogel, they go back to the house, and he tells the guy in the wheelchair, you know, the hell you doing in my house? And he goes and starts pounding on the floor, telling him, come on, boy. Pardon me.
They're really good, Kevin. I cut them up. I put butter, fresh garlic.
My apologies there. Telling I wanted the people outside to be quiet, talking over me. To me, that's very rude, you know. So please just ignore that, please. So anyway, back to the thing. So the guy in the wheelchair tells to bang on the floor with his cane, and then all of a sudden Leatherface opens the door with his chainsaw. Yeah, so it just runs outside. Then Mike Vogel, he falls outside, you know, where a bunch of clothesline white sheets are. Then all of a sudden he gets his leg cut. He gets his leg cut off, his left leg. Leatherface just picks him up, drags him down to the basement, and Mike Vogel just scrapes his fingernails against the wall and tears all of his fingernails off. So then he puts him on a meat hook and like dresses his wound, like rubs salt on his wound, you know. But then the Jessica Biel, tries to drive away, but then Ermey shows up again. Shows up again, and then he tells him to everyone get on the ground, you know, because he sees he stole a little bit weed on the ashtray. Tells him to get on the ground. She's trying to tell him there's a guy with a chainsaw out there, and the guy takes Jonathan Tucker in the van to try to replicate the crime, but he tries to shoot. He takes his gun and tries to shoot him, but it was empty. So he arrests him. And drives him back to the house, and while he's in the car, just smacks a glass bottle against him, making him lose a tooth. And Jessica Biel as Erin, that's her character's name, and then with the other girl Pepper, they try to drive away. Of course, the wheels fall apart, and then Leatherface comes up, you know, starts chainsawing the glass, gets on top of the roof of the van, sticks the blade inside. The girl Pepper, she runs out. She gets cut, but you don't see her get killed. It just cuts away for it. Then it shows that Leatherface is wearing Eric Balfour's face on it. Before that, well, when he was taking Eric Balfour in the basement, you know, hanging him upside down by the chains, something fell out of his pocket because he had a ring inside, so he wanted to marry her. No. But he's back to here. She sees that he's wearing his face, and she runs away. She runs into the trailer home with the two women with the baby of the girl's family. But then she gets knocked out and wakes up. Ermey is there with also the older woman, the owner of the diner. Calls for Leatherface, throws down the stairs of the basement, sees all the dismembered body parts of fingers, ears, and sees what's my Vogel's name? Andy. Tries to get him off, but he knows he can't get off. He knows he's gonna die, so he tells her to stab him. Tells him to do it. So she does, and says, "Please forgive me." And goes to see that Jonathan Tucker Morgan is sitting in the bathtub. He freaks out though, but he gets him out, and the little boy Jedi helps them out, tell him there's another way out. And Leatherface chases behind them. So he tells them to go, to stay behind. They run to this old house, try to barricade the door with the couch, but no good. So he puts Morgan in his closet, and she hides somewhere, and she gets caught. Tries not to breathe because there's rats. Tries to squirm away. But she gets grabbed, and she gets thrown around, about to be killed. And Morgan kind of saves her by just try pushing him. But Leatherface lifts him up because he's still handcuffed, so puts him on top of lets him hang on the chandelier, but then Leatherface uses the chainsaw to cut him from the groin up, and he dies. And so I like Jonathan Tucker as Morgan. I liked him in that. But he died. So she runs away again. She goes into this barbed wire fence, and Leatherface trips, and he cuts his leg, screams in pain. Then she runs into the meat factory. She runs into the meat factory. She hides in the freezer. She hides in the freezer. Then Billy tries to hide behind with a dead one of the meats though, but no good though. And she runs out, grabs a meat cleaver, and hides in one of the lockers. She yells, "Hey, try it again." Once it thinks that he's looking through lockers, and thinks it's the certain locker, so he opens it with a little pig in there. But she comes out from the other end and chops Leatherface's right arm off. I was like, yeah, that's cool. She fights. She's fighting him and just cuts his arm off. He's screaming pain. Oh, and he can't catch us, and then just falls to the floor. Still screaming in pain. Erin, she runs outside, and it's raining, and she gets picked up by a trucker. And she sees that they're driving past the sign to the barbecue place, tells her to stop, and then she gets out. Then there was the old woman, then another woman, Ermey is there with the baby. The trucker tells them that she picked up this woman, and asks if she's still in the truck. Ermey comes in, looks at the truck, she's not there. Then Jessica Biel hardwires his cop car, just runs him over a few times, You asshole, But she also got the baby too, snuck in from the back door and grabbed the baby, saved her, and then Leatherface pops in one last time, and she drives away, looking with an angry face, and she got away. Then it cuts back to that investigating officer that was recording from the start. As he goes deeper into the basement, he gets attacked by Leatherface, and the camera is shaking. See Leatherface attacking, and then they have the narrator saying the crime scene was not properly secure. The two officers are investigating. They got killed, and they say this is the only known image of Thomas Hewitt, the man they call Leatherface, and it says the case today still remains open. So the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, yes, I really do enjoy the film. This to me is one of the better horror film remakes, especially on the classic horror icons. It was here it says Marcus Osborne from UPN TV says, "You want scary? This is scary." And I did. I would say this was scary looking. I was. I did like the characters. Yeah, Jessica Biel. I said this is the only film I liked her in. Other characters, I liked Eric Balfour, Jonathan Tucker, Arlie Ermey. The guy who played Leatherface, Andrew Brynarsky, I think that's how his name is. I think he did good as Leatherface in this one. Then, so of course the film got a negative reception. Of course, has a 6.1 IMDb and it has a 36% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it was very successful. 107 million worldwide in a total on a budget of 9.5 million. So it was very strong. So like I said, but I would do the success of the film. It led to more of the horror film remakes, and most of the horror film remakes today they suck. But there was a few that I do enjoy. I'm talking about the remakes in this time, not John Carpenter's A Thing or The Blob. I'm not talking about those films. Those films from the 80s. I'm talking about the remakes now today. This is one of the good ones. I really do like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. From the time since I saw this, since I saw this, I've been, anyway, it's okay. I was going from it's okay, nah, it's okay. But then over time, you know, I really do enjoy this film. I really do enjoy the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. This is a pure classic. Always be my favorite. I love this film to this day, and the remake is just as good too. So this is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, the 2003 film. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the prequel to this, the beginning, later.